going to discuss all about manufacturing pharmacy.
Manufacturing, the complete set of activities to produce a drug that comprise production and quality control from dispensing of materials to the release for distribution of the finished product. Drug establishment, any organization or company involved in the manufacture, importation, repacking, and/or distribution of drugs or medicines. Types of drug establishments. Drug manufacturer, engage in operations involved in the production of a drug. Drug trader, registered owner of the drug product but subcontracts the manufacture of such product to a licensed manufacturer, may also engage in distribution and/or marketing of its products. Drug distributor, importer, exporter, imports or exports raw materials, active ingredients, and/or finished products for its own use or for wholesale distribution to other establishments or outlets. Drug distributor, wholesaler, procures raw materials, active ingredients, and/or finished products from a local establishment for local distribution on wholesale basis. Good manufacturing practice, GMP, part of quality assurance which ensures that products are consistently produced and controlled to the quality standards appropriate to their intended use. Philippine GMP Regulations, AO 43 Series of 1999. Adoption of the first edition of the current Good Manufacturing Practice Guidelines by the Bureau of Food and Drugs. AO 2012-008. Adoption and implementation of the PICS GMP as the standard on the manufacture of pharmaceutical products. FDA MC 2012-004. Philippine FDA mandated all drugs manufacturers to ensure strict and full compliance to the newly adopted PICS GMP. Chapters of PICS GMP 2009. Chapter 1, Quality Management. Chapter 2, Personnel. Chapter 3, Premises and Equipment. Chapter 4, Documentation. Chapter 5, Production. Chapter 6, Quality Control. Chapter 7, Contract Manufacture and Analysis. Chapter 8, Compliance and Product Recall. Chapter 9, Self-Inspection. Packaging, an economical means of providing presentation, protection, identification, information, containment, convenience, and compliance for a product during storage, carriage, display, and use until such time as the product is used or administered. Primary packaging directly contains the product. Secondary packaging, external to the primary. Container holds the drug product in its or may be in direct contact with the drug product. Number 1. Well-closed container. Protects the contents from extraneous solids and from loss of the article under the ordinary or customary conditions of handling, shipment, storage, and distribution. Number 2. Tight container. Protects the contents from contamination by extraneous liquids, solids, or vapors, from loss of the article, and from efflorescence, deliquescence, or evaporation under the ordinary or customary conditions of handling, shipment, storage, and distribution, and is capable of tight reclosure. Number 3. Hermetic container. Is impervious to air or any other gas under the ordinary or customary conditions of handling, shipment, storage, and distribution. Number 4. Single unit container. Designed to hold a quantity of drug product intended for administration as a single dose. Number 5. Multiple unit container. Permits withdrawal of successive portions of the contents without changing the strength, quality, or purity of the remaining portion. Number 6. Light resistant container. Protects the contents from the effects of light. Number 7. Child resistant container. one that is significantly difficult for children under 5 years of age to open or to obtain a harmful amount of its contents without a reasonable time, and it is not difficult for normal adults to use properly. Tamper-evident packaging uses an indication or barrier to entry that is distinctive by design. Storage conditions. Term, cold, not exceeding 8 degrees Celsius. Freezer, -25 to -10 degrees Celsius. Refrigerator, 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Cool, 8 to 15 degrees Celsius. Controlled cold temperature, 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, but allows excursion between 0 to 15 degrees Celsius. Room temperature, temperature prevailing in a working area, 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Controlled room temperature, 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, but allows excursion between 15 to 30 degrees Celsius. Warm, 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. Excessive heat, above 40 degrees Celsius. Dry place, does not exceed 40% average relative humidity at control room temperature. Glass, available in white flint, amber, or colored. Type 1, highly resistant borosilicate glass. Type 2, treated soda lime glass. Type 3, soda lime glass. Type 4, or non-parenteral, general purpose soda lime glass. Plastic, polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, polypropylene, polystyrene. Metal, tint aluminum alloy. Paper and board, labels, cartoons, layer boards. Films, foils and laminates, sachets, seals, strips, blisters. Rubber, closure for sterile products.
Now we move on to the manufacture of dosage forms. First, we have powders and granules. Powders are formulations in which a drug powder has been mixed with other powdered excipients to produce the final product.
Milling. Examples of milling machines are cutter mill for cutting, end runner mill for compression, roller mill for compression or attrition, hammer mill for impact, vibration mill for impact, ball mill for impact and attrition, as well as spin mill and fluid energy mill.
Mixing. Examples of mixing machines are tumbler mixer or blender such as Y-cone, rotating cube, double cone, oblique cone, twin shell, or V-mixer. High-speed mixer granulator, fluidized bed mixer, agitator mixer such as ribbon and planetary. Granules consist of powder particles that have been aggregated to form a larger particle, usually 0.2 to 4 millimeters in diameter. Granulation is the process in which primary powder particles are made to adhere to form larger multi-particle entities. Methods of granulation. First, we have wet granulation. It involves wet massing in fluidized bed. Second is the dry granulation, roller compaction, and slugging. The slug is a large crude tablet, typically 25 millimeters in diameter and about 10 to 15 millimeters thick. Granulation equipment. For wet granulators, we have shear granulators, high-speed mixers or granulators, fluidized bed granulators, spray dryers, spheronizers or pelletizers. For dry granulators, we have sluggers and hammer mill and roller compactors. Types of pharmaceutical dryers. We have fluidized bed dryers, vacuum ovens, microwave dryers, spray dryers, and freeze dryers. Tablets are solid preparations, each containing a single dose of one or more active ingredients and obtained by compressing uniform volumes of particles. For formulation of tablets, we use fillers or diluents, binder or adhesive, disintegrant, glidant, lubricant, anti-adherent, adsorbent, flavoring agent, and coloring agent. The manufacturing process of tablets involves powder mixing, granulation, dye filling, powder or granule compression, and tablet ejection. Types of tablet press. We have single punch press or eccentric press that produces about 200 tablets per minute, and rotary press or multiple station press that produces over 10,000 tablets per minute. Common tablet processing problems. First, we have cupping. It is the partial or complete separation of the top or bottom of a tablet from the main body. Lamination. Separation of a tablet into two or more distinct layers. Chipping. Observed around the edges of the tablet. Picking. It is the removal of material from the surface of the tablet and its adherence to the face of the punch. Sticking. Adhesion of granulation to the die wall. Mottling is the unequal distribution of color on the surface of the tablet. Weight variation and hardness variation. Tablet coating. It is the application of a coating material to the exterior of a tablet with the intention of conferring benefits and properties to the dosage form over the uncoated variety. Types of coating. First, we have sugar coating. It involves the successive application of sucrose-based solutions to tablet cores in a suitable coating equipment. Steps in sugar coating involves sealing, which uses shellac, cellulose, acetate phthalate, polyvinyl acetate phthalate. Subcoating, that uses acacia gum, calcium carbonate, or talc. Syruping, which involves grossing, heavy syruping, and regular syruping. Finishing and polishing, that uses beeswax and carnauba wax. Film coating. It involves the deposition, usually by a spray method, of a thin film of polymer surrounding the tablet core. Coating formulation. Examples are polymer, plasticizers, colorant, and solvent. Common film coating defects. We have blistering, wrinkling, bridging, sweating, orange peel, flaking, blooming, and spotting. Press coating. It involves the compaction of granular material around an already preformed tablet cores using specially designed tableting equipment. Capsules are edible packages made from gelatin or other suitable materials such as modified starch, which are filled with medicines to produce unit dosages mainly for oral use. Hard gelatin capsules. Our two-piece capsules usually has 13 to 16% of moisture. Soft gelatin capsules are one-piece capsule or otherwise known as soft gels that has 5 to 8% moisture. Gelatin are prepared by hydrolysis of collagen, which is the main protein constituent of connective tissues in animal bones and skins. Gelatin A are from acid hydrolysis of porcine skin, and gelatin B are base hydrolysis of bovine bones. Bloom strength measures the gelatin rigidity. Formulation of hard gelatin capsule powder fill involves diluent, glidant, lubricant, wetting agent, disintegrant, and stabilizer. Formulation of soft gels involves gelatin, water, plasticizers such as glycerin, sorbitol, and propylene glycol, coloring agent, and opacifying agent such as titanium dioxide. Manufacture of soft gels involves plate process and rotary die process.
Solutions is homogeneous one-phase system consisting of two or more components. Formulation. Number 1. Solvent, aqueous and non-aqueous. Number 2. Co-solvent. Example, ethanol, sorbitol, glycerin, and propylene glycol. Number 3. Buffer, carbonates, citrates, gluconates, lactates, phosphates, or tartrates. Number 4. solubilizer. Example, surfactants, cyclodextrins, complexing agents. Number 5, density modifier. Example, dextrose. Number 6, isotonicity modifier. Example, sodium chloride, dextrose, and boric acid. Number 7, viscosity enhancer. Example, sucrose, PVP, HEC, and carbomer. Number 8, preservative. Example, parabens. Number 9, antioxidant. Example, sulfites, BHA, and BHT. Number 10, sweetener. Example, sucrose, sorbitol, mannitol, xylitol, glycerin, aspartame, and acesulfame potassium. Number 11, flavoring agent, natural or artificial. Number 12, coloring agent, natural or synthetic. Manufacturing equipment. Number 1, mixing tank. Number 2, mixer. Example, propeller mixer, turbine mixer, and inline mixer. Number 3, clarification system. Manufacturing process. Number 1, charge the solute into the solvent in a mixing vessel. Number 2, agitate until dissolution is complete. Number 3, apply heat when necessary. Number 4, pre-dissolve solutes which are to be used in small amounts. 5, add volatile materials at the end of the process and after cooling the solution. Number 6, clarify the solution. Clarification. Processes that involve the removal or separation of a solid from a fluid or a fluid from another fluid. Achieved using filtration or centrifugation. Types of filtration. Number 1, solid, fluid. Number 2, solid, gas. Number 3, fluid, fluid. Types of filtration equipment. Number 1, gravity filters. Number 2, vacuum filters. Number 3, pressure filters. Suspensions. Dispersion of finely divided insoluble solid particles in a fluid. Formulation. Number 1, suspensoid. Particle size range 1 to 5 mcm. Number 2, wetting agent. Example, surfactants with HLB 7 to 9, hydrophilic colloids, alcohol, glycerin, and glycols. Number 3, suspending agent. Number 4, flavoring agent. Number 5, coloring agent. Number 6, perfume. Number 7, sweetener. Number 8, preservative. Manufacturing equipment. Number 1, mixing tank. Number 2, mixer. Number 3, colloid mill. And 4, homogenizer. Manufacturing process. Number 1, reduce particle size. Number 2, disperse the suspending agent slowly in the vehicle while mixing. Number 3, disperse the drug slowly into the vehicle along with the wetting agent while mixing. Number 4, add the other ingredients in the mixture. Number 5, homogenize the final mix. Emulsions. Dispersion of two immiscible liquids, one of which is finely subdivided, down to 0.1 mcm, but optimum is between 0.5 to 2.5 mcm, and uniformly distributed as droplets throughout the other. Formulation. Oil phase. Number 2, water phase. Number 3, emulsifier or emulgent. Number 4, buffer. Number 5, density modifier. Example, sucrose, dextrose, and glycerin. Number 6, humectants. Example, glycerin, polyethylene glycol, propylene glycol. Number 7, antioxidant. Example, tocopherol, BHA, and BHT. Number 8, flavoring agent. Number 9, coloring agent. Number 10, perfume. Number 11, sweetener. Number 12, preservative. Example, salt of benzoic and sorbic acid and parabens. Manufacturing equipment. Number 1, mixing tank. Number 2, mixer. Number 3, colloid mill, and 4. Homogenizer. Manufacturing process. Melt solid oily ingredients prior to mixing and heat the aqueous phase to the same temperature. Number 2. Redissolve ingredients prior to mixing in the phase in which they are soluble. Number 3. Add the dispersed phase to continuous phase. Number 4. Add volatile ingredients after the mixture has cooled. Number 5. Homogenize the final mixture. Manufacture of ester products. Subject to special requirements in order to minimize risk of microbiological contamination and of particulate and pyrogen contamination. Should be carried out in clean areas, entry to which should be through airlocks for personnel and or for equipment and materials. Clean area. An area with defined environmental control of particulates and microbial contamination, constructed and used in such a way as to reduce the introduction, generation, retention of contaminants within the area. Airlock, an enclosed space with 2 or more doors, which is interposed between 2 or more rooms. Example of differing classes of cleanliness, for the purpose of controlling the airflow between those rooms when they need to be entered. Grade A, the local zone for high-risk operation. Example, filling zone, stopper valves, open ampules and vials, making aseptic connections. Provided by a laminar airflow workstation with a HEPA filter. Grade B, for aseptic preparation and filling. The background environment for the Grade A zone. Grades A and B. Headgear should totally enclose hair and where relevant, brig and mustache. It should be tucked into the neck of the suit. A face mask should be worn to prevent the shedding of droplets. Appropriate sterilized non-powder rubber or plastic gloves and sterilized or disinfected footwear should be worn. Trouser legs should be tucked inside the footwear and garment sleeves and the gloves. The protective clothing should shed virtually no fibers or particulate matter and retain particle shed by the body. Grade C. Clean areas for carrying out less critical stage in the manufacturing of sterile products. Hair and where relevant, beard and mustache should be covered. A single or two-piece trouser suit, gathered the wrist and with high neck and appropriate shoes or overshoes should be worn. Should shed virtually no fibers or particulate matter. Grade D. Clean areas for carrying out less critical stage in the manufacturing of sterile products. Hair and where relevant, beard should be covered. A general protective suit and appropriate shoes or overshoes should be worn. Appropriate measure should be taken to avoid any contamination coming from outside the clean.